Oh, what's up, cuz? I'm right in the middle of recording. Uh, make it wait. No, my wife's still here because she's sleeping, laying around, sleeping. She ain't went to work yet. I'm gonna hit you up whenever when it's, everything cool. All right, okay. What's up? What's up, YouTube world? How y'all doing, man? Stop recording. No. Anyway, how y'all doing, man? My Foundation Nation. I'm glad y'all in here with me. We rock. We finna rock this thing, man. I totally missed. I missed all y'all yesterday, man. You know what I'm saying? Caught up. You know, work. Uh, Trying to run a business. Trying to do some other stuff. Trying to learn how to work this computer, which that's what it is. So it's cool. You know, life. Y'all know how life go. But anyway, as promised, I got a story for y'all. First, before we go into the story, y'all know the routine. I know people be tired. I know YouTubers tired of saying it. I know the people who listen, who watch us tired of hearing it. But it's our life's blood on this YouTube thing. I need for you to hit that share. I need for you to hit the subscribe, and I need for you to hit that like button. You know, please do that for me, Foundation Nation. Like I always say, I ain't worried about the comments. Y'all gonna comment regardless. You know what I'm saying? That is what it is. That's cool with me. You know what I'm saying? Cut loose with them. Come on with them. It's all good in the AG hood. You know. But anyway, as you can tell by the title, this is about when a female friend of mine, my ex, warned me that some of her homeboys, she overheard some of her homeboys talk about shooting my mama house up. So, boom, I'm gonna get right into it. This one happened in when I got out that one time in the '90s. I'm gonna put it like that. Okay, I get out. I'm kicking. I'm doing my thing. And we used to have the homies. We used to have a club on the west side in Harlem Hood, right there on 37th and Western. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, the Avalons. We had our own club right there. You know, it was all good. You know, we was partying like rock stars on the weekend. You know, of course, we would let the Harlems come because it's right there in their hood. You know, show respect. They would come. You know what I'm saying? They would never really party too much. It wasn't never a whole lot of them. Really, they just come around, stand around, be looking. You know, just be looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, really, like taking inventory of. It looked to me when I got out and started coming around. It looked to me like they was taking inventory of our strength. You know what I'm saying? See, you know what homies look like. You know, big homies, little homies. You know what I'm saying? How many homies packed heat? How many didn't? You know what I'm saying? Security set up. Now we had major security. Every time we went in there to party, we put two homies on the roof. You know, gave them everything they needed, and we put two homies on the roof with them K's, just in case. Cause like I said, you know, at that time we was at super duper war with a whole lot of entities, with dang near everything on the east side, and a nice handful of different sets on the west side. So it was what it was. Come through if you want to. And checking out the scene. So anyway, we partied. So one day, I was leaving out the club one night. And I'm Mercedes says, because everybody know, you know what I'm saying, how, you know, that Avalons and Faux Trays don't get along. Period. People know this. So okay. I'ma speak on it. Ain't nothing that I can't speak on. Won't be no disrespecting nobody coming or going either. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a part of that. But anyway, I'm leaving out the club and I see a female and another female coming across Western. I'm going that way across Western. They coming across Western, getting ready to go in the club, and I recognize the dark skinned girl. And the reason why I recognize her is because her baby daddy, her dude at the time, her baby daddy, was my cellie in prison. And that was a dude named Ant Dog from Fort Trey. My dog, hands down. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we were both under paperwork. We were both blue notes. You know what I'm saying? And that, that right there had superseded whatever, shenanigans our two different sets had going on the streets. And, me and him was real close, very, very close. I knew all his pictures in his photo albums. He knew all my pictures in my photo album. So, when I seen the girl, I recognized her. I said, dang. I said, man, that's Ant Dog baby mama right there. So I'm looking, as I'm walking, I'm kind of watching them go in the club. I'm like, they can't know where they going. They can't know where they going because, at the time, I believe, she was pushing they set, and so that had to been her home girl. You know what I'm saying? So I'm shaking my head. I'm like, man, hold on. Let me hurry and get what I'm finna get out this car and come on back because old girl finna walk into a blender. I guess, well, because the club was away on the far west side in the Harlems. She didn't know that this was an Avalon club. Matter of fact, I knew for a fact that they didn't know that this was an Avalon club where they were going. So anyway, I grabbed what I grabbed out the car real quick. I turn around, I shoot back in the club. By the time I get back in the club, the Ant Dog baby mama, she's sitting in one of the booths, and the big thick Redbone, she's on the floor dancing with one of my little homeboys. So I slide in the booth. I'm like, hey, check this out. I said, how you doing? She was like, hey, what's up? I'm like, ain't your name such and such? She looked at me. She said, yeah. I said, you Ant Dog from Fort Trey, baby mama, ain't you? She was like, yeah. I'm like, that's your homegirl right there on the floor? That's with my homeboy. She's like, yeah, why? What's up? What's going on? I'm like, do y'all know y'all in an Avalon club? And her eyes got kind of big. She was like, huh? I'm like, y'all in an Avalon club. I say, this is everybody in here is from Avalon or either Broadway. A few main streets, but mostly 85% of everybody in here is from Avalon. This is an Avalon club. She said, no, I didn't know that. We just knew it was a new club over here on the west side, and we didn't know. I say, look, check this out. If my homegirls find out where y'all from, ain't gonna be nothing left for y'all. I said, so look, you know what I'm saying? Your baby daddy, that's my dog. I say, me and Ant Dog, you know what I'm saying? That's my boy right there. We go way back. I say, look, let me get you and your homegirl up out of here. I say, look, go get your homegirl and bring her over here. So she leave. She go get her homegirl. She tap her. She bring her back. So I'm explaining above. I say, look, y'all just walk with me. Let me get y'all up out of here. So boom, we walking. I get them up out of there. So when I get them to the car, I'm like, look, yeah, So they was like, thing, we didn't know. I'm like, understand. So, but now I go to getting at the Redbone. The Redbone super duper fine, thick, youngster though. You know what I'm saying? At the time, she might have been like 20 maybe, and but she was like about 6 feet tall. I'm talking about boom, bang, boom. So anyway, I get at her. We exchange numbers, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so now they going on about their business. The next day, I call her. Her name is Shep. I call her. I'm like, what's up? We go to kicking, we go to talking. So she come on through. She come through. I'll never forget the day she was walking down. I had a long driveway. I stayed in an apartment in the back. She walking down a long driveway, and she had on a tennis skirt outfit, a little tennis hookup. And she had way too much to put into this. It just all wasn't gonna fit into this tennis outfit. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't gonna. Woo. But hey, it was all good. But anyway, so she came. We kicked it. We talked. Basically, we literally started messing with each other right then and there. We was joined at the hip. You know what I'm saying? She She kicked it. She kicked it all day, all that night. Went back to her apartment the next day, stayed a little bit, came back with me, and it was like within a hot second, she was almost just like living with me at that place. So it was good. It was all good. It was all good. It was all good. So as time went on, me and my crime partner, we hooked back up. That crime partner that was on the case with me that I caught in Alabama, we had hooked up. We was cool. We was real cool in Lancaster prison. Then when I got out, we ended up hooking back up. Boom. That's when the jewelry store robbery started. Start robbing these jewelry stores. Start getting money now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had no money before. Never had money. Wasn't used to having money. But now the thing is, I did not care about money. Period. I didn't care. I just, I'm just gang banging. Like I tell you before, as long as I had a blue rag, a pistol, and about $20, I was cool. I was good. You know what I'm saying? It made me no difference. My mentality was I didn't need no money to shoot at my enemies. So hey, I was good to go from the time I woke up to the time I went to sleep. I was good, as long as I had some shells in the gun. But anyway, homie got with me. He kept this promise. He made a lot of promises to me when we were in lockup in Lancaster. Cuz when I get out, man, I'm gonna hook you up with you. Woo, 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 woo. Now he was from 6-0. And he's, man, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. You know how you sitting in lockup talking, you just talking. I'm like, yeah, okay, homie, well, whatever, cool. We make, building all these fantabulous dreams and everything like that. But now really in the back of your mind, you like, man, I ain't gonna never see cuz again in life. You feel me? So boom. And it's a trip how I hook back up with him. If I got your hook up, your address or whatever, your name or whatever, when I was in the pen, when I got out and I said I was gonna write you, I would write you. I always, if it wasn't but one letter, I would write you like I said I was. And that's what I did. And I wrote the little homie Ken Dog. I don't know if he was Big Ken Dog or Little Ken Dog from Harlem. I wrote him. I had sent him some little flyers from when I was in the, different concerts and stuff, and just doing little stuff. And so boom, he hit me back. By this time, I had been out maybe a month. And he hit me back. When he hit me back, he asked me, had I heard from the homie from 6-0? And he said, if I hadn't, here's his phone number. Now that tripped me out. Boom. It's a trip how stuff work, how life throws certain curveballs at you. So he said, if you hadn't heard from the homie, here go his number. Okay, so I called him. His girl answered the phone, and I told who I was, and I asked was he there? She said, no, he's not here right now. So I called back 3 more times that day. He was never there. The next day I called 3 times. He was never there. So on the 3rd day when I called, about the 2nd call, I said, well, look, check this out. Here's my number. Boom, 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 boom. Whenever he comes back, tell him that, cartoon call and just hit me up. So she said, okay. Unbeknownst to me, he was out of town, handling his business on something else already at that time. So when he came back, he called me the next day. The next day I got a call, the phone ring, I answered the phone. He like, hey, I'm like, yeah, hello. He like, look here, somebody been calling looking for such and such from this phone number. I'm like, yeah, cuz, what's up, homie? This Tune. He like, Tune from where? I'm like, cuz, Tune from Avalon, 453rd Street, cuz, what's up? He was like, hold up. He said, man, no, Tune, you say the cartoon you talk about, he in the pen with life. He ain't getting out, he got life. I'm like, cuz, I'm out. I ain't got no life. Where you get life from? I ain't had no life since. He like, so I went to naming certain things that we did in prison. He hollered, cuz, that's you. Man, homie, what's up? When you get out? Boo, I said, cuz, I've been out about a month. You know what I'm saying? Woo. He said, man, give me your address. I give him the address. He said, I'm on my way over there. Now, I had heard about him getting shot up. He had, it was a dope transaction going bad. He got shot up by the A-Tray, who was real bad. He had got hit. Now, he was kind of a big dude. He's about 6'1", about 240, 250. they had shot him up kind of bad. They hit him 16 times with four. Two dudes shot him 8 times apiece with 4.5s. The man's body soaked up 16 4.5 shells, and he walked it off. When they shot him up in the alley. He kind of raised up. He started the truck. He drove out and drove toward the intersection and passed out. The police happened to be right there when he passed out at the intersection, and so they got him. They saved his life. But now the thing about that, the doctor told him one of the main reasons why he lived is because his body was so strong, and the reason why his body was so strong is he was a vegan. He hadn't eaten meat in over 30 years. You know what I'm saying? He hadn't, he didn't fool with that meat, period. Yeah, he didn't fool with that meat, period. So, for those who, consuming that poisonous meat, better get like me and get like us. Let it go. They got substitutes for it. Stop it! I said quit! Y'all hold on for 1 second. Man, didn't I say quit? Man, get the headphones out of here. I mean it. Get. Quit. My bad, y'all. But anyway, so I heard about him. Getting shot up and all that. So when he pulled up at the house, he in a big old brand new Silverado truck. You know what I'm saying? His wife at the time, she driving, he riding. So when he got out, he's on crutches. He was a little semi paralyzed on one side. He had most of his movement, but it was a little sketchy. Anyway, when he get out, we hug. Cuz, what's up? So we go to tell you like, man, my dog, man, my big homie, my big partner, you out, cuz, you out. Move these glasses a little bit. He like, man, you out. I'm like, yeah, homie, I'm out, cuz. He like, man, we finna get it, man. He said, man, he told me, man, I'm out here getting this money, homie. I'm getting this money, boy. We finna get this money. I'm gonna hook you up like me and woo, woo, woo. But he was getting the money, homie. He was down there a millionaire at the time. You know what I'm saying? He had a little mini mansion up in the Hollywood Hills, and man, I'm talking about 6, 7, 8 cars, and we was doing it. We was doing it. He was rubbing elbows. With all type of people. I remember one night I was at his house at a party, and I seen the fool Spice One, the rapper Spice One, come through. I was immediately finna rob him. I told him, like, cuz, ain't that Spice One? Homie like, yeah. I'm like, man, look at that jewelry he got on. I was like, cuz, man, I'm finna get this fool. So the homie's like, no, cuz, don't do that to homie house. Cuz, bump the homie house. I'm finna get him, cuz, that fool got my car around his neck. He like, cuz, don't do it. He whined and pleaded, don't do it. And then one of my G homeboys talking to me. So I went on. I said, cuz, all right, I'm going to leave him alone. I'm going to raise up off of him. But now when he passed by, I did hop on up like, cuz, what's up, homie? You know what I'm saying? You Spice One? He like, yeah. I'm like, I'm Cartoon, Avalon, 53rd Street, cuz. We talked a little bit. He get on, but he was scared though. Yeah, he was good and scared. But I spared him. I let him go based on what the homie, you know what I'm saying? In hindsight, I kick my behind in the butt every day. I said, dang, I should have got that fool, cuz. I should have got it. But anyway, when the homie pull up, we talking. He was telling me like, man, I ain't got that much money on me, cuz, but here, we gonna go shopping tomorrow. He took the money he had in his pocket and just gave it to me. Later on when I counted, it was like $1,500, a little over $1,500, about $1,540 something. So we kicked it, we talked. He leave. Me and old girl sitting at the house. We counted up like $1,500. Woo! That's how it was back then for me. So he come scoop me up the next day. We went on the shopping spree. The homie, I ain't gonna lie, cuz spent like right about 5 racks on me, for real. Like it wasn't nothing. So I'm good to go on all that type of get down. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never really been into jewelry. He wanted me to put on the chains and the certain type watches and all. I'm like, cuz, I ain't into that, homie. That ain't my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather have the money in my pocket, bump some jewelry. So anyway, that's how me and cuz end up hooking back up. I'd have to spin off into a different story, but the The homie put some money in my pocket, homie. You know what I'm saying? Within within 2 months, I was sitting on over 100 racks, literally fooling with him. I was sitting on over 100 racks within a 2 month period. But that's another story. But anyway, so my baby mama get back on the scene. She crawl up out the woodwork and she come get back on the scene, and you know other little circumstances took place, and I end up getting back with her. The red bone, Michelle, I kind of did her wrong, because I just left her cold turkey, and it was kind of like messed up, man. It was messed up, and she was hurt. She was hurt bad. She stayed over in what was known as, at the time, as Southside Fortray Hood, over there on, like, she stayed on like 20th or 21st and Central, somewhere way over there. And when I started going over there to her apartment, that's when I found out about them fools. I'm like, what the heck is a Southside, But anyway, a couple of times they act like they want to try to lay in the cut and creep, like Matumbo would say. I ain't the one for that, homie. I ain't the one for that. I get out the car, slinging lead, and get back in the car and pull off slinging lead. Play with it if you want to. Anyway, so she kind of go about her way. I go about my way. I end up moving. I moved the car. Bought a big old 4-bedroom house in Carson, and all type of stuff. I'm accumulating, worldly things, cars, and I'm just doing my thing. But now I'm still in them streets though. I'm still in them streets. I'm still banging, and boom. So my baby mama at the time, which eventually ended up becoming my wife, she sweat me. She want to move out of LA. She, baby, we got enough money. We need to move. What it was, she wanted to get me out of LA because, she said, baby, either you gonna get killed or you gonna go back to prison. You know what I'm saying? You doing too much. You know what I'm saying? You pushing too hard. And I didn't want to hear it. She wasn't talking about nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? It was gangster cripping with me. So boom, and she want me to slow down. My kids, they messing up. They running buck wild, and I'm running buck wild with them, and so she keep on pushing it. So I say, you know what? Look, I tell you what, we'll go ahead and move. Let's figure out a place where we gonna go to. So time going on. She like, man, she decided she wanted to go to Seattle, Washington. I told her, no, I don't like the weather out there. The weather too muggy, the weather too weird. The weather like that far up, like Humboldt County, that northern Oregon, that northern California, Oregon type weather. It's always wet and funny, and no. So we go round and round and round. So we decide, well, what bumper we gonna move to Vegas then? So I tell her, like, okay, we can go to Vegas. She said we can go to Vegas. So okay. I say, well, look, this is what I'm gonna do. I said, I'm gonna hit this last lick. In Alabama. By this time we had already decided we was gonna go out there to Alabama and hit this jewelry store. So she was like, okay. When I come back from this lick, we can go. But at first she was like, no, we got enough money. We don't need no more money. I'm like, no, now I done got addicted to money. I got a little taste of it. So now I see what them dudes who be hustling real hard and be wanting money and this, that, why they be tripping so hard on getting money. Now I know. Because I got to the point by that time, man, if I got up under, like, if my money started, like, getting up under, like, 80,000, I go in panic mode, like, wait a minute, hold on. Wait, we gotta do something, we gotta hit a lick. We gotta do something. I never forget the first time I went in the club and blowed. I'm talking about literally blowed almost 10 racks, just acting a fool. I never in a million years thought I would ever in life do something that dumb. But hey, you live and you learn and you see, you know what I'm saying? You talk about stuff a whole lot until you finally do it yourself. But anyway, so time going on, another one of my baby mamas, one of my son's mother, She had got pregnant at this time. She stayed in Gardena. So now, I'm doing for her. I had to buy her a little car and, what I'm saying, get her an apartment to stay in because she was staying with her mama at first. So I moved out that house with her mama, put her in her own apartment, and got her a little car. She right there in Gardena doing her thing. So boom, she over there. So now I'm sitting here. I'm still contemplating on how to do this, how to do that, and Michelle was still like on the outside. We were still cool, and she was still hurt about me, leaving her, going back with my baby mama. But it was what it was. So let me show you how straight her loyalty was. As time goes on, time going on, our beef with these certain sets is real hot. When I tell you it's real hot at this time, it's hot. I'm talking about it's back and forth. I'm talking about back and forth. I'm talking about going down. I'm talking about, what I'm saying? They going to a funeral this weekend. We going to a funeral that weekend. They going, we going. I'm talking about, bodies dropping. Bodies was dropping, homie. I'm talking about, what I'm saying, funerals getting shot up and all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We hated them and they hated us. So I used to catch a lot of flack from my homies because she was from that set. And they, man, cuz you sleeping with the enemy, homie, man, you sleeping with the enemy, cuz, and whoop, whoop, this and that, whoop, whoop, this and that. But she was loyal to me though. She wasn't never gonna be on no flaky, on no funny bunny mess. She was loyal to me. Even after I hurted her and went back with my baby mama, she was still, what I'm saying, I would stop in, kick it, what I'm saying, stop by, talk, stop by and boom, we still was doing our thing. She just knows she couldn't be my main squeeze, Spongetta, I never forget. We had been trying to get the tickets and everything together to go on out here to Alabama, hit the lick, and come on back. We had finally got everything settled, got everything hooked up, and we waiting to go. We were leaving on a Wednesday, and so move, cat, get your little fuzzy little bitty head. But anyway, we were leaving out on a Wednesday. No, I take it back. We were leaving out on a Tuesday. So I'm laying in the bed. Let me get the timeline right. I'm laying in the bed at the house in Carson Monday. So no, Sunday night. No, early Monday morning. That's what it was. I'm laying in the bed early Monday morning, and the phone rang. So now, when the phone rang, I reached over and I grabbed the phone. So I'm like, yeah, what's up? It's Michelle. She said, look, she said, I heard my homeboys talking last night. I'm like, what? She said, yeah, I heard my homeboys talking last night. I'm like, so well, what's up? What they say? Said they know where your mama live at. So, what I'm saying? I raise up out the bed like Count Dracula. Wham! I'm like, what? Yeah, and she know where my mama live at for real because she been to my house. She been to my mother's house a bunch of times. She said, yeah, they know where your mama live at. They finna shoot your mama house up. I'm like, man, God dang. I said, okay, bet. I was like, good looking out. Don't trip. I said, did they say when? She said, I don't know, but they finna do it. I know for a fact they finna do it. And I'm knowing that she ain't lying. She probably telling the truth because they was at that time they were super duper mad at me because I was giving them everything and the kitchen sink. Wasn't no such thing as this, that, and not the kitchen sink. No, they was getting it. I was giving them the living room set, the bedroom set, the kitchen sink, the dishes, the silverware, the dog hair out in the back, the broke down lawnmower. I was giving them everything and a bag of chips. I was at that time. You know what I'm saying? Did not play with them. So I'm knowing I was up on they radar to do something too. Boom, I hang the phone up. You know what I'm saying? I come up out the bed. I'm like, God dang. So my wife, she's like, babe, what's wrong? I'm like, look, I gotta go. I gotta go, man. This food finna trip on mama's house. They finna trip on my mama's house. She was like, okay. So boom, I just threw something on real quick. I just threw it on real quick. I shoot out the house. So now when I shoot out the house, boom, I shoot all the way to mom's house. Now I'm knowing, man, this finna be a straight debacle. Mom's is finna have a fit. She finna trip out. She gonna trip out. I'm knowing she finna trip out because she asked me when I got out. She said, "Baby, you ain't gonna come home when you get out this time and be on that gang bang stuff." And you know what I'm saying? I'm like, "Well, no, mama, no. I ain't. That's all I knew. That's all I wanted to know at that time." So, but she didn't really know what was going on in them streets. She knew I was in them streets tripping, and but I kept it away from her house. I didn't come to her house with it. Like I say, mom's put me out when I was like 14. She kicked me out the house, and I never lived with her again. You know what I'm saying? I never moved back into her house again. I would go by, kick it with them, and you know what I'm saying, because my sisters and all that. But as far as living with them now, I was either in jail or on the streets living with a female. I never went back to her house after that. The time when I was telling you about, I had a shootout in front of her house with the villains. She seen it. She was the type of lady would sit in her upstairs window and look out all up and down Vernon. She could see all up and down Vernon, and she seen that. You know what I'm saying? And she told me, later on that day or the next day or a couple of days later, she said, "Well, I seen all that. I seen it." I'm like, "You seen that, mama?" She was like, "Yeah." She said, "Baby, you just living your life reckless. You're living your life reckless." I'm like, "I'm gonna be all right, mama. I'm gonna be all right." But anyway, I sent my mama through a lot of stuff. One of the reasons why she had kicked me out because her house had got shot up back then, and behind me and my gang banging. So that's when she was like she couldn't take no more. She had sent me out of town several times to live with family members in different states and different places, but I wasn't going for none of that. I'm like, man, I had to get back to Southport. I'm like, Mama, look, hey, I can't do this. I got to come back. But anyway, I pull up at the house. I parked across the grass. Bang! I jumped out. So when I come in the house, I'm like, "Look, Mama, you finna be mad at me. I know you finna be mad at me." I'm like, "Look, at this point in time, I really don't care." I said, "Look, I need for you to grab whatever you can grab and come on up out this house." And so now at the time, I got the heat in my hand, and I keep looking out the window. I keep looking out the window. So she go in panic mode. "Boy, what's wrong? What's going on?" I'm like, "Mama, look, go get some clothes, get whatever you can get. I need to get you out this house." She was like, "Oh Lord, it's this gang bang stuff again. You said you wasn't going. Yeah, all that. I'd rather for my mother to be alive and mad at me than for her not to be here, period. So you can be mad all you want to, but you finna be alive." So I pushed her, "Go get your stuff." So okay, boom. She gets some, how older women, oh Lord. I was more mad than hurt or scared for her. Cause I'm mad. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? In my mind, I'm like, man, you fools. Y'all got the nerve to try to transgress against my folks' house? I was hot as fish grease. But, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it will go around, come around. Because I was transgressing against houses and anything that moved over there. You didn't make me no difference. Blind, crippled, or crazy, 8 to 80. I was on one. So I get her out the house. I put her in a hotel. I call my sister, my youngest sister, and I tell her, like, "Look, I had to put, I told her what I had to do. I had to put mom in here and there, because this was gonna happen, that was gonna happen, this was gonna happen." So She was like, she tripping. Oh, mama, you keep sending mama through this stuff. You get off it. Hold on. Get. Popped her with these incense. So anyway, I'm like, look, you get a chance, go get her, go get her. You know, you get a chance, go get her. And so I end up leaving, and I end up going back to cars, you know what I'm saying, going back to my house. And, you know what I'm saying, I tell my wife what was going on. Oh, that's messed up. Oh, no, we gotta say. I say, she cool. She cool now. You know what I'm saying? I put her in a safe, secure spot. She gonna be alright. But now I was on some, now somebody gotta pay for this. Somebody gotta pay for this. Nobody never came through and shot the house up. But I was still hot about it. The fact that I had to jump through them type hoops, and that y'all even had the audacity to even think about touching Mr. Cartoon folks' house. Come on, man. Y'all know I'm coming. Y'all know I'm coming now. No, I was coming anyway, so it didn't make no difference. But I end up leaving. Now, that was early Monday morning. I end up catching a plane the next day, Tuesday, going out to Alabama to hit that jewelry store lick. So I end up telling, you know, my wife, I say, well, look, go hit this lick and come back. I say, now we gonna end up moving. We gonna end up going on and going to Vegas. I say, but now when I get back, I say I got some business I got to handle first. You know what I'm saying? I say, you know, I ain't finna take this type of transgression laying down. I say, but now before I go, I want to pull a stunt, and I pulled one. I pulled one. I pulled a major stunt. I'm not going to really elaborate on it right here on this internet thing. You know, some things are better left out in the atmosphere with locks, chains, and keys on it. But anyway, that's the story about that one. As y'all know, I ended up catching a plane, going out there to Alabama, and got caught. Got popped. I wasn't there but 14 hours, and ended up, you know what I'm saying, we got popped. We hit the jewelry store. We ended up getting caught, and y'all know the rest of the story. How many years I did and what went on with that. But yeah, that's what ended up happening with that story, man. You know, I got plenty more. You know, my sister, she ended up going to get moms out the hotel and moved her into her house in Carson. She was staying in Carson too, because once I went out there and showed her what my house looked like and how I was living, she was like, okay, well, cool. You know what I'm saying? I want to live out here by you. So she ended up putting moms in her house, and that's where moms lived with her for the next 20-some years out there in Carson with her. She went on, sold her other house, and let it go. And so Mom stayed mad at me for many years about that one. We didn't talk behind that for at least 2 years. We didn't talk for at least 2 years behind that one. And she was just really upset. She was really upset about that. Remember the other female I told you about that I bought the car and the apartment for that stayed in Gardena, my son mama. She was pregnant with my son at the time. He was born while I was in Alabama in the county jail. So you already know he was in his 20s by the time I was able to physically touch him, because he was born while I was out there. Well, our relationship now is good, but she had got mad at me because her and my mom's was cool. She had got mad at me. She like, you won't stop doing this. Why are you? Because I was with her. We was together one time, and I had to buy her a car twice. I bought her the first time. I had went and bought her a little Saturn or Aura, some little blue car, some little funny looking little blue car that she had wanted, and I went and bought it for her and got it for her so she can get around in. At the time when I got it for her, she wasn't but maybe 2 months pregnant at the time. But you know me, I'm very overprotective of my kids, and even though I spend a lot of time in jail, when I am there, I do what I can do for them. So I didn't want her on foot patrol, and she had my son in her stomach. So boom. But now I dropped her. I had the car one time, and I took her and I dropped her off at work. She was working at I don't know if it was a Walmart back then or some big food chain store out there in Gardena. I dropped her off. I said, yeah, I'll be back later. I'll pick you up when you get ready to get off. So she was like, okay. And when I left, I ended up getting the car shot up. The car got bullet hole. I'm shooting that food out the car. They end up shooting the car up. So later on, when I went to go pick her up, the car was lit up. Lit up. She got 5 big old holes in it. I don't know what they were shooting me with, but they were trying to take a bite out of crime on your big partner. So she said, I don't want that car. She did not want nothing to do with that car, y'all. She did not want anything to do with it. I ended up getting rid of it. That's how I ended up having to get a whole nother car and turn around. She with me in the car one day. I'm tripping. And them same cats we beefing with, we come through their hood and I see them. And out of reflex, up out the window, I dump. Boom, 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 boom. Now she hollering, what you doing? What you doing? And it was just, I didn't plan on it. I didn't want to do it. Well, yeah, I did want to do it, but I hadn't planned on it. It was just reflex. That's just how it was back then between us and them cats. Especially with me on site. See one, get one. That was my mentality. See one, get one. And I go to dumping. Boom, 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 boom. And I punch out. They chase us though. Man, they chasing us. Hey, man, we flying through LA. Yeah. She on the ground hollering, screaming. And I'm trying to. I'm trying to get somewhere. I eventually end up shaking them. And she was like, I truly believe if she hadn't had that baby in her stomach, it probably would have been over with for me and her right then and there. She couldn't take. She was like, boy, I'm sticking out. I don't want nothing to do with it. Why? What's wrong with you? But I was so stupid in the head at that time that, man, I'll just do some stuff and just do some stuff. I pulled up in front of her house one time, and the car had, I don't even know how many bullet holes the car had in it at that time. It was another car I was in, and we didn't, me and the homie, we pull up and went to sleep. The next morning I got up, we go out there to check on the car. I'm telling the homie, because it was the homie car. He had passed out, went to sleep, and so we set him like at the home on the homeboy porch, and me and another homeboy jumped in the car. I'm like, come on, cuz, let's go put some work in, and we jet out, nighttime at these same cats. So we go through, we do our due diligence, but now at the same time we doing our due diligence, they doing their due diligence back. So the car got lit the F up. So the next day, we go look at the car. I tell the homie, I say, I got some good news, some bad news, cuz. He like, dang, homie, well, what's the bad news? No, he say, what's the good news? No, he said, what's the bad news? I say, cuz, man, your car got shot up last night. He be like, what? I'm like, yeah, cuz, the car got shot up. I hadn't told him yet. I was doing, He like, dang, for real? I'm like, yeah, homie. He like, well, what's the good news? I'm like, shoot, I'm alive. I hit him with that, I'm alive. He was like, oh, cuz, you crazy, man. I'm like, yeah, homie, I said, come on, let's go look at the car. So at the time, but baby mama, she's sitting there, she looking. She was like, you didn't tell me when you came in the car that you've been in the shootout and all that. I was like, shoot, man, I don't tell you a whole lot of stuff, She was like, oh my goodness, what I'm gonna do with you? I'm like, shoot, in my mind, I'm like, you ain't do nothing with me. Shoot, not 18. You can't do nothing with me. I'm a force of nature, for real. So we go look at the car. Car hit about 6 times. Boom, 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 boom. Now this trip you out. I was gonna save this for another story, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna add this in. Well, I'm already added majority of it in. But let me show you how God works, how good God can be in your life when He know you a fool and you need some help. And I was a fool. We looking at all the bullet holes in the car. We looking at the bullet holes. And it was a bullet hole in the driver's side door. It was a bullet hole in the driver's side door. So the homie looking, he's like, cuz, who was driving? I'm like, homie, shoot, I was driving. He was like, dang. So when you open the door, the bullet hole goes straight through. Boom. You look into the back to the back of the driver's seat. You see it's a hole in the seat. You know, ain't nothing but some material, some cloth. He was like, cuz, you was driving? I'm like, yeah, homie. There's no exit through the seat. It went through the door into the back of the seat. But there's no exit on the other side where my back was. Of course it ain't, because I'm not hit. I'm walking. It ain't nothing. He was like, hold on, cuz. So he tell me, he say, man, sit in the car. So I get in the car, and he said, how was you driving? I say, cuz, when they started dumping, I was leaned like this. You know, I show him how I was leaned and all that. He was like, hold up, cuz. So he see where the hole is. He had something. I can't remember. I cannot, now, don't let me lie. I cannot really remember exactly what it was. He said, if I can remember right, it was something long and thin like this. I think it was that thing you use to check the oil. I'm thinking it might not have been. It might have been something else. But I know, okay, when I sat down in the seat, he closed the door and he pushed the thing through the hole from the outside of the driver's side door, and it went through the other hole. It went through the hole. I popped her. It went through the hole. Boom, and you know, he put it into the hole, into the back of the seat, and he pushed it. He pushed it further, and the way I was leaning, it touched me through the material in the front that's connected to my back. It touched me right on my spine, on my lower spine. I'm talking about, he say, can you feel it? I'm like, yeah, cuz. He say, where you feel it? I say, it's right in my back, cuz, pushing up against my spine. He said, for real? He say, cuz, how in the heck did you not get hit? He say, homie, if the bullet had enough velocity to go through the door into the seat, cuz, he say this bullet should have clipped you. This bullet should have hit you, should have, basically, he said the bullet should have blowed your back out, homie. I said, I don't know, cuz. I said, I don't know. We looked all over. We looked all over the inside of this car for this bullet. I'm talking about, we searched, we looked, we searched. We couldn't find it. We couldn't find it. It was not in the seat, in the inside of the seat of the car. It would have fell through, of the seat in the car. It wasn't in the inside of that seat. It would have fell through to the floor, and we went all under there. We went all over the inside of this car. It wasn't no bullet in that car, homie. It wasn't no bullet in that car. Where that bullet went, I don't know. I don't know. But wasn't no bullet in that car, and nor had a bullet struck me in any shape, form, or fashion. So I learned to put in my mind, I say, you know what? As I got a little bit more mature, I learned, and I used to say, whatever it is God got for me to do, I wasn't going to be able to do it paralyzed. I wasn't going to be able to do it dead, nor was I going to be able to do it paralyzed. And that's the only thing I can chalk it up to, y'all. You know, some people are, man, you tripping, man. No, I don't take no glory from God. You know what I'm saying? He you know, I know for a fact. I know for a fact what he can do. I know for a God-given fact what he can do. I got so many stories on different times that, you know, God saved me, you know, later on in my stupid life, early on in my stupid life, and later on in my stupid life. One of the stories I can give you at a later date about how God removed the triple murder from me. You know what I'm saying? He removed it from me. I'm not saying it was mine. I'm not saying it was mine. It wasn't mine. It wasn't mine. But the powers that be tried to push it on me. because they just wanted me off the streets so bad. And one day I'm gonna tell y'all how he removed it from even being able to be pushed on to me. So I got many stories on that one. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to put the water in there?
Somebody outside. Who's this outside? Oh, they got a whole shit. I can't even get out.
A what?
I can't even get out.
What you mean somebody outside?
I guess remember the dude died. I guess the funeral or the repast is right now.
And they got you blocked in?
Yep.
Nah, we finna move that. Hey, anyway, I got something I gotta go take care of, y'all. I'm gonna get with y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that story. I got many more of them. And I gotta go for now. And then block my wife, Kari.